Here we go indeed. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. You're watching Seeing the Unseen with Christopher LaPrath. And my name's Kenan, his son and the producer of the show. Tonight, the title I'm very proud of. I came up with this one. It's Too Tight, which I learned recently in the course of training with someone who was on the course to becoming a Special Forces, like a Navy SEAL, right? And so he's got a lot of this knowledge that it's very subtle little things that make a huge difference. Like the inspiration for tonight's show comes from me gripping the bar a little bit too tight. In fact, a lot of it too tight, where it was causing significant pain in the course of lifting weights. So just by grabbing the bar only as much as it's needed, it's made a significant difference in just how I'm working out and really how I'm living my life, because it's really made me reassess in each moment, like, how much energy do I actually need to be spending, and where is that energy going? Do I need to be grabbing the bar that hard? If that makes sense. So being a little bit more conscious goes a very long way. Now, before I turn it over to Christopher, just a quick piece of housekeeping for anyone who's out there joining us for the very first time. Be sure to say something in the chat so I know you're here. In fact, for anyone who's out there watching, say something, and then I'll put you in line for a reading. So the first time, of course, there's no charge, and then going forward after that, it's $10 per reading, or you can pay $100 and cover the entire month, which I feel like is a pretty sweet deal since we run 3 shows per week. So that all being said, thanks for listening. Enjoy the show. And here's Christopher.
Great blessings to you. I light this incense from the Rinpoche to help you lessen your grip. This is where giving you the blessing of letting life flow and be free of getting cramps from trying to hang on, make something happen, force yourself, but rather let go and let it flow. So great blessings to you. And that incense will burn on your behalf throughout the show, especially during your reading. And to talk a little bit about tonight's group card, I want to get right into it. This is called the Seraphim's Gateway. Seraphim are known to be the highest form of angels. They are they appear as fire many times, because in ancient times when they were written about, fire was really the only light there was. And so they were called the angels of light, or the angels of fire. The burning ones is what they were called. And at that time, fire was really the main means of light for people at night and in their homes. So this light is associated with fire, in this case with the seraphim. And they're singers. They sing. And when they are said to sing, they are said to align the planet. That vibration, that frequency that they emit while singing helps to align. And so some people have had the experience of, let's say, waking up in the morning and actually hearing their name sung, or even hearing their name being called. That's the seraphim. That's ushering you into a new way of being. And so it's kind of a very light, feeling. It's like the weight being taken off, but especially for your voice. so that you can speak more clearly, more meaningfully. Call on the seraphim to help you. Like Marilyn, if like Abby and Marilyn, when you get up, or anybody gets up to speak, like with you, Marilyn, in front of Unity, you call upon the seraphim, and they will actually assist you to help you. This is, and their whole thing is to help support and expand the consciousness of the world. And when they sing, what they do is they unlock the power of your voice. I gave a short reading last week, and I recommended that this person sing their name to any tune, or it doesn't even have to follow a tune, but just to be able to wake up and sing your own name, which is really copying or emulating the seraphim, where you're blessing yourself with sound, with music, with a higher and different frequency. And so the seraphim right now, what they're doing and why this card came up, is they're activating your angelic qualities. And these are qualities, these are gifts that you may have henceforth, or up to now, really been not really aware of. I gave a really, really beautiful reading today. I won't share who it was with, but it was somebody on the show. And this woman's daughter had passed away, and she's a major part in raising the grandchildren. And so the daughter actually came through in a big time and started talking about the sparklers and thanking her for the sparklers. And I'm like, you got to tell me what's the deal with the sparklers? And she kind of starts laughing and crying, and like, she goes, well, every New Year's they light sparklers, and this year they didn't really have any other fireworks. So with the kids, they just lighted sparklers. And I just thought how beautiful that was, that the mother was around to acknowledge that, to watch that, and to thank her mother for doing that. And that's just, again, that's an example of light and how beautiful something like that is. Anyway, so this is a gift to all of you, for your voice to be opened up. Your voice matters. Call on the seraphim if you're having a hard time expressing yourself. That's the group card tonight. Okay, who do we have on first?
Great. First, it's Sonia.
Hey, Sonia, thank you for being here. Awesome. This is called the Lover's card, Sonia. The most important thing first is to love yourself. And to put yourself in a position where you are absolutely loved, but treated well. So, one of my clients was telling me that her ex-husband used to give her compliments, and then the next fight that they would have, the husband would say, "Oh, you know that compliment I gave you, I was lying." And it just created this, it's like being constantly knocked down. And this is first of all absolutely loving yourself. And then you attract more of that love into your life. Or the love that matches the love that you have for yourself. Whether it's a friendship or whether it's a partnership, whether it's a job, the more you love yourself, the more you attract that partner, that friend, that person that really cares, or that circumstance that then emulates the feeling. So it comes from inside, Sonia, and then it goes from the inside out, not from the outside in. So people spend so much of their lives trying to get other people to love them or to get into a situation that they love doing. But if you don't love yourself, then you're constantly going to attract people that actually don't love you, or circumstances that don't support the love of yourself. So this is you moving into this deeper, deeper love for yourself. That is the most important thing. It's not love of God. It's not love of another person or for another person. It's not loving a place or a circumstance or a job or anything like that. This is all about loving yourself, because that's where it all starts. That's the fulcrum point. That's the tipping point that then creates the job you love, the place you love, the people you love. They come to you. And so this is you absolutely getting kudos for working on really, really loving yourself and not paying attention to any derogatory remarks or energy. I had that note card here. Oh, here it is. So I'll start this out, but this is a really good practice for all of us. No one is allowed energetic access to me. What that means is you're not allowing other people to come in and upset your energetic field with their energy. You're not allowing their peanut butter to get on your chocolate. No. You are a chocolate girl through and through. You don't do peanut butter. This is, I'm always and forever free of allowing energetic access to myself. That's really, really important. Okay. Marilyn. Intensity. This is you healing. You know, I know you had an operation on your wrist. You had some tests done. This is moving through them quickly. So when you're climbing this mountain and you get to a different altitude, you can have maybe a little trouble breathing, but then you climatize to that, right? You draw a hot bath. You have to kind of tiptoe in it. But then once you're in it, you're used to it. This is spiritual intensity. Spiritual intensity. Intensity is not. It's spiritual. It's a heightened spiritual awareness. Give yourself some time to adjust to it, just like you would a hot bath or an altitude. But again, one of the things, when you reach another level, it feels like this weight comes off of you and you're not bothered. And I used this example in the past where people used to cut me off on the road and I would get really, really upset. Doesn't bother me anymore. And now I can look back and go, oh, kind of remember when that used to bother me. Another example yesterday is I never go to Walmart, but I went to Walmart. And I went to go check out, and it was the self-checkout. And it rang up my groceries, and then it said it didn't take it. I'm like, well, that's weird. And I checked my bank account while I was there. It did take it. But they said, well, because you didn't get a receipt, the system didn't take it. Anyway, I thought I was in a Saturday Night Live episode. These two 16-year-old girls, really beautiful, but not. They had to go get their manager. Their manager, anyway, long story short, I was there for an hour. And they ended up having to re-ring up my groceries and giving me their receipt. So I had to let go of the $158. If I was going to be charged twice, I could take it up Monday, tomorrow with my bank. But it didn't bother me. It really did not bother me. So that's where, when this spirituality comes in and it changes things, it can feel a little intense, or you can actually feel it. Like, I know you texted me, you felt like this huge weight was off your shoulders. That's that seraphim energy. That's that angelic energy. That is, people pray for signs. That's a sign.
Abby Maryland next.
Okay.
Yeah, she said this past week was intense.
Yeah. Yeah, but then with this intensity. So it's like if you're driving and you push through. You push through to your destination rather than staying overnight. You go, oh no, I've only got about 3 more hours. Yes, it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to push through rather than get a hotel. I'm going to push through. So it can be a little intense, but then once you're there, you're there. So good job. Good job. Okay.
Good job. So, Abby Maryland.
Okay, my dear Abby in Maryland. It's possibly hot springs time. I don't know what. It's like, where in the world is Abby in Maryland? If you get a chance to go to any hot springs, do it. If you're on this trip, I think you're on a trip. Or at the very least, when you get home, take some mineral salt bath, or like a Epsom salt, but there are things that you can add to the bath. This is for both of you, by the way. And you guys, both of you, go with the flow. It's going to get easier and easier. You're not going to have these hang-ups that people have, or when you do, you don't get hooked into them. This is staying in the stream. This is staying in the spiritual stream and not getting pulled out by the voices on the shore. You're just flowing. There's this more and more ease and flow coming to you. And you said you got a dog. I want to share this story with you. These animals come to you. The animals that you're supposed to have, they actually come to you. What you're waiting for comes to you. So one of the reasons I was in Walmart and my charge was so high is there was this woman and her son out in the parking lot that were selling puppies. And they were Maltese Chihuahua mix. Oh my God. Oh, they were just the freaking cutest dogs I've ever seen. And so I asked how much they were. She goes, well, $100. So I went in and I tried to get $100 cash out. And I already told you that whole debacle. I was there for an hour and I never did get my cash back. But when I left, that woman and her son were gone. Like, okay. The right dog will show up when the right dog is supposed to show up. It's kind of like that. It's that going with the flow. But animals are extremely great for anyone and everyone. They help protect you. Okay.
Nice.
All right. And I've got Abby. So this is the ordinariness. The way you think, Abby, the way you are, is far from ordinary. So in any way, shape, or form, are you free of thinking that you are ordinary? And this is acknowledging your specialness. How really special you are. The energy that you put into your wreaths. People feel that. I mean, what an incredible thing for people to hang at their front door and to be greeted not only by the beauty and the symmetry of something like that, but that circle is very welcoming. If you want to do a little more research on the spiritual meaning of the circle, there's a reason you're doing wreaths. And this is your forte, this is your contribution to the world, one of your contributions to the world, which is what the seraphim do. That's the whole reason behind the seraphim, is to expand the awareness and the consciousness of the world. It's far from ordinary. Now, I'm not asking you to go down and buy a sandwich board that says I am special on it and march up and down the street. I'm not saying that, but but you're special to me. You're special to everybody on the show. And this is and it's why it's important is to build up this self-worth. Constantly, everybody on the show, please build up your self-worth. Okay, I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Edna, happy Sunday. I'm glad you could be here. Okay. So I'm going to continue this soliloquy that I just gave Abby. And I'm going to extend it to you. Because everything is working out like it should. So, like Marilyn Pitts was saying, she had a really intense week because she had a couple of medical things come up. This is we all have sorrow at times, but let me just reiterate, you have done your best. You've done your best. You're here to learn, and you've gotten straight A's, and you're going to continue to get straight A's with what you're going through. But this sorrow, it's okay to let it out. It's okay to grieve. But then get up and put your dancing shoes on. Are you willing to let go of all self-blame, shame, and guilt? Move that out, never to return, because your true gift is this love of yourself, which then you radiate to other people. It gives them permission to love themselves. Because the true heroes are people, you know, when you watch Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or any of these, the antagonists are in the form of ogres or witches. And I sometimes wish it could be that apparent, that our enemies have long pointed noses with pointy hats. Or what an antagonist in a fantasy novel looks like. I wish it was that apparent. But sometimes it comes in the form of sorrow, pain, and it's not anything you really fight against. It's a matter of just moving out of its way. And so when sorrow comes, just go, okay, been here, done that, bye-bye. And it gets easier, and it gets easier, and it gets easier. Okay, Lindsay. So this is Kennan's title that he came up with for the show tonight. Well, we were talking about it. I go, oh my gosh, that's a great title for the show. Is when he went to the trainer this last week, and the trainer's been training for 30 years. And he noticed that Kennan was grabbing the bar too tight. And it wouldn't, like, I've never even heard that from any trainer. But that a trainer would notice that Kennan was, and Kennan's been working out for, I don't know, 15, 16 years now, since he was a teenager, and never realized that he was gripping the bar too tight. And had no one tell him that he's gripping the bar too tight. And what a difference it made in his workout. So, Lindsay, are you willing to adopt more the persona of Goldilocks? Where rather than lay in a bed that's too hard, or lay in a bed that's too soft, or eat a porridge that's too hot, or eat a porridge that's too cold, Are you willing to just go to the bed that is just right? Now, I don't know if I'm speaking metaphorically. You might even need a new bed. But this is trusting. And without judgment, go, oh, you know what? This bed doesn't fit. This bed is too hard. Knowing and trusting, this is the trust card, knowing that the bed is showing up. It's done. Because what you're finding out is you're finding out what you're liking, what does work for you, and what works for you, what doesn't work for you. That's the thing. I was going to wait and talk about this till next week. But I will talk about it with you, Lindsay, and for everybody on the show. There's two types of people. We'll call them A and B. There's AA people are the people you want to emulate. The people that contribute towards you. Then there's the B group. And they're the group of people that don't contribute towards you. And you learn from them how not to be. And there's no gray areas. There's group A and there's group B. So no matter who comes in your life or what's around your life, you're learning how you do not want your life to be from the B people or the B circumstances, and from the A, and then it moves you into the A circumstance. People that do support you, that are your biggest cheerleaders, and look good in spandex. And that's what you're moving into. So this is, and once you've learned how you do not want your life to be, you move from the hard bed, you move out of the soft bed, and you move into the bed that is just right for you. Okay.
Beautiful, Jared and Kat.
Hey, Jared and Kat. Dr. J. Kit Kat. So, Jared, number one, call on the seraphim. When you're singing, when you're performing, when you're working with a patient, when whatever it is, you call on the seraphim. This is getting your voice unlocked. Free of any restriction. Free of holding back, voicing what it is you like, what it is that you love. The outsider card, I've pulled this card before, so some of you may remember this. This is that little boy that is, the gate is locked and he's trying to get in. Or he thinks, his perception is the gate is locked. It is not locked. If you look at the lock really closely in this card, it's actually unlocked. Jared, universe, show me now what I previously have been unwilling to see or unable to see. Universe, show me now what I have been unable to see or not ready to see. I'm ready to see it now. Because all he needs to do is turn his head just a little bit to see that the lock is unlocked. How else can I see this? This is all perception, right? If you're feeling like you see things one way, how else can I see this? How else can my belief system? And are you willing to associate with people that support you. So I'm going to go back to like Lindsay's card, the trust card, to call in more of the people that support you and free of condemning you in any way, shape, or form. That's where this gate is opening up for you. Just let the universe know you're willing to change your perception and to show you other ways. Okay, I'm not going to get into it any deeper than that, but okay, Kat. Kat, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe. You're safe to see beyond any illusion. It's safe for you to see things in a different way. You are safe. This is letting go of your expectations, of your precepts, of your constructs. They're not even your constructs. We think that we think that they are our constructs. Tell you the story. You might recall it. This woman was shopping with her mom one time, and she made the comment to her mom, "Oh, isn't that a cute little owl on the shelf? I love owls." For the next many, many years, every birthday, every Christmas, she always got owls. Because her mom went and told all her friends and family that this daughter really loves owls. She has hundreds of owls. And she didn't want to use her voice to go, you know what, Mom, if I had said, I like sardines, would you have told the whole family and all my friends that I like sardines and I would be getting sardines? This is beyond the illusion, Kat. This is where speak your truth. This is Seraphim giving you your voice to speak your truth and to get what you like, rather than putting up with the illusion of the owls and afraid to hurt anyone's feelings. Okay. And Laurel, you said I've been progressively learning and removing the B group people from my inner circle now for over a year. I'm in the process of attracting my A group now. It's much slower, but much better. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's Lindsay. Just so
Oh, that was Lindsay?
yeah, that's Lindsay. She was
Oh,
they're
so
having a conversation.
Lindsay, you were talking to Laurel. Okay, I get it. Okay.
She says B group gets the boot because that's what they were talking about. And then she says,
Okay. And then Laurel says, when I moved away from
so you have
my
context.
B group, I felt so much better and things moved forward. Yes. Okay. Yes. Now I get it. Okay. It does make a difference. Yeah, it really does. And this group here is extremely supportive. You've been with me for over 2 years now. So it's fantastic.
So
Okay, Jack. Hey, Jack. Good to have you, man.
he says he misses this
Miss you too. Here we go.
creator.
The creator. So, can you imagine, Jack, being Henry Ford, the guy that, one of the guys that invented the car, and being inundated with horse ranchers and the negativity, are you really, you're crazy. Like, the cars will never do. What? We don't even have roads. You're the creator. And people come to you, that's what you do. People come to you for you to help them create. Welcome that. Welcome that. I've had clients when they came to me that were really, 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 really troubled. Like, that's what I do. And it's progressive. They make the changes. It's not overnight, but it's progressive. I started this work, I don't know, 35 years ago. And I wasn't where I am today 30 years ago. It took me 30 years. This is part of your job. Bless it. Bless the people who are your clients. Because they come to you for the creatorship. Like, people come to me to help give them a reading, a little bit of guidance. It's what I do. And no judgment on people with where they're at. I know I can tell when some people aren't ready or willing to hear me, but how do I know? How do I know what I said didn't affect them or won't affect them 20 years from now? I don't. Even if it's one word or one sentence, it's something extremely powerful. Even with people that don't even give us the time of day. Even those B group people. Those B group people, it's just sometimes like you're speaking to a brick wall. But sometimes a word goes in. Sometimes a thought goes in. So this is your creator card. It's what you do. Claim it. Praise it. And do it internally. Free of the need for accolades or anything coming from the outside in. Or recognition from the outside in. This is how you serve. This is how you serve. And then
He says he wants another card and also to take us out to lunch. He's like really excited. He says you're the best.
who?
Jack,
Jack wants another one?
that you're reading for right now, right?
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to share this with everybody. Sonia, Marilyn, Abby, Marilyn, Edna, Lindsay, Jared, Kat, you, Jack, Melinda, Heather, Lucilia, and Continuation Conversations, welcome to the show, and Laurel. The perception of what I do is based on what I charge. The perception of what I do is based on what I charge. I'm not asking or telling you to charge exorbitant, could be exorbitant prices. But it is people's perception of what they're paying is a value of what they view you as being able to do. So think about that with your prices. And who wants another card, you said?
Jack said he wanted another card.
Okay, Jack, you want another card? Okay. And what?
He said he's been knowing you that extra.
Okay, all right, Jack, here we go. For God's sake, man, get back to your playfulness. That's where you create. This is the playfulness card. Be the clown. If when things get when things get heavy or too serious, that's energy. Get some incense, get some sage, clear the area, clear it. Because when you're not in a playful state, You know what? Go take a shower. Set the intention that when you come out of the shower, not only the dirt is off of you, but the dirt is off of you. This is, people have no problem hiring a maid and cleaning their house every week, but then they forget to clean themselves off spiritually with who they're around. This is where no one no one is allowed energetic access to me. You can serve them, you can help them, but for them then to come in energetically and expect something more, no, absolutely not. And people don't have any, they don't have any problem concept with that 3 years that we went through. I won't name the thing that was going around, that we were all sometimes had to be isolated, and you really had to watch who you were around or where you went. Do that spiritually. Every one of us, please be more aware of the fields that you pass through, energetic fields that you pass through, or the energetic vampires that are out there. And not everybody's an energetic vampire. I'm not saying that, but there are some. There are some. You can tell them if they have like 2 pointed teeth right here. No. But this is get back to your play. This card is, it's not anything you have to do. This is what this energy is doing for you right now, is getting you back to playing. And it feel like playing rather than gloom, despair, and agony on me, deep dark depression, excessive misery. People get addicted to that. And no judgment. I mean, whatever floats your boat, but that's not you. Clearing the energy.
He says he sent 20. He's really excited. Jack.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jack. Okay. All right. And this is Mindy. Okay, here we go, Mindy. Then we've got Heather. Miss Benally, nice to have you. And welcome, everybody. Welcome, Lucilia, and continuation conversations, please. Okay, and then Mindy. Northern Idaho representing. What's that move that Barb makes?
Swat.
Swat. Okay, Mindy, I'm going to teach you a move. Just got that? Teach everybody on the show this. And it's like swaha, just get out of here. When you have a thought, most people spend most of their time fighting with themselves. Ugh. I think Chris Tucker, wasn't it? In
This is the Fifth Element.
Fifth Element. In the Fifth Element, Chris Tucker would go zzz, like that. That's Jack. That's great for you to do. Jared, Kat, and everybody on the show. Zzz, Sonia, zzz, get out of here. It's like some of these negative thoughts are like fly in our ointment. And it's just like zzz, get out of here. Literally doing something that is unexpected to break the negativity. And in any way, shape, or form, are you willing to absolutely give up on fighting with yourself? And focus on what is going to be good for you and do that. What is to your best and highest, and do that. Stick with it. Focus, focus, focus. Anything else? Zzz. All right, Heather. Nice to have you, Heather. Being alone is way better than being alone with someone else. So there are people that suck other people dry. They use the poor me or the complaining. And then the other people acquiesce by going, well, you know what? They're not perfect, but at least I'm not alone. Heather, loneliness is a construct. Being alone is a construct. It's how we view it. And again, I'm going to go back to like Jack and Edna, where you can view it as, oh my gosh, I get to be alone, and that's going to be changing. Or, I'm just so alone. Well, what you're putting out into the universe hears what we're saying and just gives us more of that. It's like going to a restaurant and pointing at all the pictures of the food you don't want. The universe is going to give you all the food you don't want. If you're focusing on the negativity or the negative end of being alone, or then they'll give you more of that. But this is also an indication that you actually do need some downtime. You do need some alone time. Because when you're alone, you see this light that's forming. When we're alone, we have the opportunity to build our energy field, grow, expand. So I have a degree in psychology, but I didn't pursue it as a career because I wanted to be free of sitting and listening to people complain all day. I found that this platform, using my gifts of being able to see things, but also clear energy around it, was much more beneficial. So right now, the main message here is have some downtime. Use your alone time to get your energy back, to build your energy. It's been too depleted. You need call your energy back. So again, seems to be a theme for pretty much everybody on the show. No one is allowed energetic access to me. So think about going to a store, Heather. You pick out what you want. You go to the counter and buy it. Person takes your money, gives you the change. And then you turn to them and go, oh, could you give me a ride home? Oh, and could you know what? I need a new pair of shoes. Could you go out and get me a new pair of shoes? Oh my gosh, I haven't had lunch today. Would you mind fixing me lunch? You would not think, you wouldn't even think about doing that to the checkout person, right? So in any way, shape, or form, can you be free of doing and being that checkout person that is asked to take the person home, to buy them a new pair of shoes, and to cook their food? Okay. All right.
So you've got Lucilia Finale. Do you remember?
Lucilia,
the first
yeah.
one with them?
Yeah, nice to have you. We used to work together quite a while ago. All right. So Lucilia, it's most people never have open doors or open opportunity because of what they may see on the other side. So they're kind of agoraphobic, right? They stay in the same room. They don't go outside. That's not you. This is your awareness expanding in any way, shape, or form, being free of the fear of new things, open spaces, new ways of seeing things, seeing new possibilities. So, this is Dorothy. This is the Wizard of Oz for you. It's continuing down the yellow brick road. Yeah, and you're going to see some really scary trees that are going to be throwing apples at you. But you're also going to meet a dancing scarecrow. These magical things, right? Yes, but this is your awareness opening up. And I'm using this as a metaphor that keep going, keep doing what it is that you're doing. And it's seeing the miraculous in the so-called mundane. Look at what and who you are helping. Where you're at is there's a reason for where you're at because you're helping a group of people. Again, that's going to change because the doors will continue opening to different circumstances, different ways. Trust it. You're well taken care of.
So next you've got this continuation conversations person.
Continuation conversations. Thank you for being here. So, number one, I don't watch the news and I'm free of getting caught up into like conspiracy theories because you're not sure. It can rattle your gut and kind of obliterate people's guts. So you've heard, like in psychology, there's like a mob mentality. And the meekest, kindest people that are in a mob can literally catch on to this mob mentality, and they begin to do things that they would never normally do that they do in a mob or within a group of people. This is you moving into helping people know and be who they are in a more without getting caught up in like even social media where there's it's constant like turmoil or this party against that party or whatever it is, whether it's political, religious, horrific. This is you breaking out of that and moving toward who your true soul is in truly helping people. You're moving into this awareness of what it is that you're doing to your dharma. Your dharma is your life path. Moving into this life path and letting go of the conditioning. Any conditioning. Are you willing to let go of any conditioning? And we've all, from birth, grown up in this conditioning, but rather than focus on the conditioning, focus on being who you are and free of that. Because if you're focusing on the conditioning, then it gives you more conditioning. And then it keeps you kind of on a squirrel loop. This is you being completely set apart and free. This year for you is more about more freedom. Freedom of thought, freedom of being who you are. Okay, Laurel, my dear. Okay, so Laurel, I get like a battle of the bands type of situation. So I get the song "We Are the World" with Michael Jackson. So how much fun would it be just to even perform with other performers, not of maybe of your band? Like my dad growing up in Nebraska, he used to play in the same dance hall as Lawrence Welk. So he knew Lawrence Welk. He played with him. I get more of that. I get more of these connections. It's like you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that's going to come back to you and really help you. And how clear your reading was with your in-laws last time with the Psalm 91. Oh my God. This is your connection with the seraphim. Holy gosh. I don't know if you were on the beginning of the show, Laurel, but the seraphim were singers. They are singers. They're the angelic, the angels that when they sing your name, things change dramatically for you. Because they sing for the earth, and when they do that, that frequency and that range, your range is changing. I don't know if that's literal, like your voice range where it's going higher and lower. I don't know whether that's opening up literally the voice range. Oh my God, I think it is. There's something with the voice range expanding. All right. So you played this psychology thing where, where you put your chin on your arm and then you turn and you point as far as you can point and then mark it on the wall. And then you come back and you imagine going 2 feet further. So you do it again. Once you've imagined, you go 2 feet further than you could possibly physically do before. And you go further. This is spend more time in your imagination, reaching or extending your range, but also imagining the gigs, the performances, and where you would like to perform. And it's around more television. It's around more, it feels like local channels first. Okay, here we go.
Great. You got Lana next.
Okay, Lanny. Okay, my dear Lanny. So, Lana, if you have YouTube or you have like a speaker system in your house, put on Psalm 23 and Psalm 91. You can look it up on YouTube and just play it loud. If you don't have a speaker system, just play that Psalm 23, Psalm 91. It is a song of protection, or these are songs of more than just protection, but there's a lot more to them. And then what I do, if you can order on Amazon, it's called Palo Santo wood. Palosanto. Palo Santo wood. And you can use a match and burn just one stick of it on a saucer, or you can even throw it into your fireplace. But it creates it's used to clear any negative energies. Put salt at your front door, salt at your back door, and set the intention that anything and everything that is not for my best and highest cannot enter here. You're needing to clean your house energetically. I don't know who you've had in recently, but they've had some. Let me give you an example. You're a really good housekeeper. You keep your house really immaculately clean. How do you feel when somebody trudges through with their muddy boots? Your mom would not put up with that. Neither would you. So I'm using that illustration where just because you have a clean house doesn't mean that people are going to come in with mud on their boots. I'm talking about people that are coming in with spiritual mud on their boots, that have been in your house recently, that it's important for you to energetically clean it. Oh, this is the office. Do this with the office. Not so much your home, this is the office. Salt at the front door. Intention, nothing, no one enters here unless it's for my best and highest good. And then you can burn the Palo Santo in the office. You can burn sage. And it's very literal, but also symbolic of removing any of that negative energy. Okay. And then we've got Teresa and Kylene.
Yeah, it's her friend who's brand new.
Whose friend?
Teresa's friend, Kylie.
Teresa.
Yeah.
Is
Kylie.
Teresa on?
Teresa Mullen.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
her friend.
Teresa and Kylene. I got
Yes.
it. I understand.
Yep, there you go.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, Teresa. Okay, my dear Teresa. So, my dear Teresa, there's some more children that want to come through. But you have that choice as to whether you want another baby. And okay, so that's one thing. But I do see. So one time I read for this woman. She came in, she sat down, And she goes, well, I'm going to quit my job on Monday. I quit my job on Monday. And I went, you're pregnant. She goes, no, I'm not. I go, yeah, you are. No, I'm not. Yeah, I am. I told you this story. And she got mad at me. She goes, I would know if I was pregnant, and I'm not pregnant. Anyway, she went home. Her husband ended up going to buy her a pregnancy test, and sure enough, she was pregnant. And then she hunted me down 7 months later and told me this whole story, and now she's been a client for almost 20 years. Anyway, my point of telling you this story is that's what I get with this card. But like, I knew without a doubt this woman was already pregnant, and this child really wanted to come through. Okay, so this is like an invitation. Like, if you get an invitation to go somewhere, you have the choice of receiving it or not. You know, you don't have to RSVP on this one, but it is there if you want it. That makes sense? Okay. And then this is how can I expand have my awareness meet my allowance, right? You've heard that before. I know you were where you've heard that. Expand your awareness, expand your allowance. Your awareness of your value is going to be growing. So more money. Okay. And then we've got Kylene. Hi, Kylene. Welcome to the show. Okay, so basically what this is, Kylene, is it's moving out of the chicken business. You've put up with some cocks for way too long. This year is about lessening your burden. And you're extremely valuable. And are you willing to let go of the need to help men? There's a difference between helping men or helping women and the need to. So you're moving out of that and more into lessening the burdens that have been put upon you or that you've taken on to try to help or fix. But the burdens now then have, like this picture of this guy trying to walk up this mountain with this guy on his back and then this rooster. And you know the other name for a rooster, which indicates that the guy on the back is telling him where to go faster, go harder. You're not doing it right. You blah blah blah. It's like losing that guy, losing that energy, no matter if it's a guy or another gal, but losing that whole situation, and you don't realize the burden that it's been, and you will be so much more free this year. Like, this is freedom opening up for you in a huge, huge way. Okay. We have everybody?
That is everyone.
I love you all. Let's do this again next Sunday night. And, no. What is today? Sunday? Tomorrow. Oh my God. We'll do this again tomorrow night. Love you all. Have a great night.